Hello everybody.
Hello everybody.
We've been meaning to do a video for ages, and there's a few subjects we want to cover, but it's time, we're so busy.
Loads.
Yeah, very busy, but happy. Very positive
Yes.
stuff, not complaining. We wanted to do this video today because something was sent to us on an email from Jonathan Sanders from the Charity Commission. And a lovely guy, absolutely. We've had many conversations with him now, over email and phone. And he's just really nice. And he's the chief investigator for the Charity Commission here in the UK, where the Watchtower is being investigated at the moment. And occasionally we'll get update information, and there's a few people that get the same information coming their way. And we just wanted to read you his latest email to us, just to keep you up to date for those that aren't keeping up to date with following the feeds on the actual website of the government website. Mark will read it.
Okay, shall I read it?
Yeah, you read it.
Good afternoon. This is Jonathan, by the way, not me. I hope you're all doing well. This is just a quick update to let you know what is going on with our statutory inquiries into safeguarding and charities linked to Jehovah's Witnesses. Some of you may have seen in the press that the Court of Appeal delivered a ruling on Tuesday in our ongoing litigation with Watchtower. Then he gives a link,
Which we'll put at the bottom.
The court has unanimously dismissed the challenge to our decision to open an inquiry, so we are very pleased with this. There was also a ruling on a more technical matter of charity law, more details via the above link.
Which we'll put at the bottom.
The bottom line is that we are getting on with it. I'm going to be asking people to start thinking about whether they would like to make a formal statement to me about their experiences, a formal statement. I'll be sending out more information about this in the next few weeks, but at this stage it is perhaps just food for thought. I should have something more substantive for you in the not too distant future. As ever, I'm at the end of the phone or contactable by email if there is anything you need. Take care, Jonathan.
Lovely. He's there at the end of a phone or the end of an email. And who was that to? Hello all. Hello all. So it's a message to a lot of people on a collective email. And quite often he says, if you don't want to continue getting these updates, please let me know and I'll take you off the list.
And he'll delete you off the circular.
Which again is a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, the last time that we were talking to Jonathan, we were saying to him that we're sorry for the negative press, negative feedback that he's getting from particularly one individual, John Cedars, who is actually causing a lot of problems at the moment with regards to this. Now, we talked to you, Mr. Cedars, and we will call you that because it's your pseudonym, because you don't like being called by your real name.
And everybody knows you as John Cedars, so that's what we'll call you, John Cedars. Okay.
So basically, you, a while ago, when all the charity thing came up originally, you made it a very big point of saying, my contact within the Charity Commission, I'm getting some headway done within the Charity Commission. We all knew, everyone that was in contact with Jonathan as well, that it wasn't just you in contact with him, that it was a lot of people. However, when you were saying that, it made you look like you were the go-to one to go to him and to get through to Jonathan. However, all of us that knew on the inside that that's not the case, we just let you get on with it. What we have a problem with is we've had recent communication with a few different people now who have come straight back to us and who have been frightened off actually talking about their experiences through reading things on your Facebook page.
Or, can I just add, not just frightened off, but influenced. Away from the Charity Commission's investigation.
Now, originally you made a big post about how you wanted to get people's stories, so come to me with any information you have of your stories and I will make sure Jonathan gets to hear of it. I'll get that information to him. My contact. Now, we know a few people that did this and we said to them, actually, you can go to Jonathan yourself. You don't actually have to go through anybody. We've been there with Watchtower. We don't need to do that again. You don't need to go through anyone to get to where you need to get to. Take it straight to Charity Commission. You don't need to go through anybody. They have an open policy of just anyone can go to them at any point. So the fact that we've now had a few communications back where they've now been fearful of taking it forward because you've come out with, I'm not getting anywhere, they're not going to do anything,
They're useless.
They're useless, it's a
not
waste
going
of time.
anywhere. It's mind-bending the way you're seeing it. It's a complete unproductive thing that they're doing now, that because they're not actually getting rid of Watchtower.
We never thought they would. That's
No.
a pipe dream. To think that any one organisation can be taken down, such a large one as the Watchtower, wildest dreams. Yes, we'd all love to see that, but it isn't going to happen through a charity organisation like this. Their charitable status may not be taken away, but the ultimate thing is that the more people that come forward and the more stories that they hear and the experiences they hear, the more likelihood is that there will be things put in place where they will have to change their policies. Isn't that what we want? Because the moment they have to start changing policies and toe the line, that's wonderful. Okay, have your point of view. But the moment you start making that point of view very public, you are frightening off people coming forward. And as you know, when you're in a court of law and there's a case and there's lots of pieces of information, it could be that one tiny critical piece of information that someone's thinking, my story's not worth telling.
No.
There's no point in going forward because I've been told it's a waste of time and it's just hot air being blown around. That one piece of information linked with other bits of information may be enough to be able to do something.
To tip the scales. Can
Now,
I just add to that? Let's go back before all this started, this investigation through the Charities Commission. Let's go back to that time when we first heard that the Charities Commission UK Chief Investigating Officer would be investigating Watchtower Bible and Tract Society UK. Can you remember how we all felt that day? Excited. And none of us, I mean, the most that knew a little bit about this weren't naive enough to think that they were just going to wage a magic wand and just get everything sorted. It wasn't going to work like that. But this is the essential part to this. The state, the Crown itself, through this commission, is actually now investigating Watchtower.
Really?
They are getting to know Watchtower. They're getting to know the insular and secretive measurements and nature of this very toxic religion stroke cult. Now that's all good. It's not being hidden anymore. And the way that they're doing it is by getting all of the evidence from the community itself. The very community, you John Cedars, are now trying to put a damp blanket over to say it's a complete waste of time. And that is why we're doing this video, because you are bang out of order with that. And you need to take a step back. You are just another bloke. Yes, granted, you are absolutely right to express your opinion. I totally support that. But you're bang out of order spreading this rubbish that this is a complete waste of time and it's useless.
Not.
It certainly is not.
What we would, when we were speaking with Jonathan on the phone, he was mentioning about how much time he's spent looking into everything. Everything anybody gives him, he looks through in detail. He said he's now learnt the terminologies, what the 144,000 is, what a judicial committee is, what elders are, what ministers. You've got to realise that when someone from a governmental or wherever, if they've never been a Jehovah's Witness, they have to learn the language to understand what these terminologies that we all take for granted actually mean. And so that he can break it down and see where everything fits. Now, for somebody to take the time to do that, when John Viney was on the BBC Radio 4 programme explaining about the destroying of documents and it's going against the Goddard inquiry, Jonathan heard that. He listened to it. And that was on a Sunday.
That's fantastic.
So it's not a Monday to Friday job. He's doing this all the time to try and get as much information as possible. Now, as I say, we're doing this video because we want people to go forward with their information. We're going to put all of the links at the bottom. Please, if you've got anything you want to say, and as he said in that email that he might be putting out more information soon about if anyone wants to come forward with their own personal experiences and do a write-up, then he's going to welcome that. So if you've got that details, you can, if you feel you want to do that when the time is right, then feel free to do so.
We strongly recommend that if Jonathan comes forward and actually makes that announcement through the circular, and we'll do some other announcements through the social networking sites and maybe another video, if he asks for that, then please come forward with it with the total enthusiasm and total confidence that he will read every single one of them.
And in confidentiality as well.
And in confidentiality.
He's put a couple of people our way now that have been not sure where to go. People that have never known that there's actually a YouTube, the community that's out there is a Facebook community, and we've been able to connect people, and they're going, I never knew this existed. Yeah. There's so many exJWs.
Yes, John Cedars.
There is a community.
There is a community, John Cedars.
I know you said that there doesn't seem to be one, and
but there is.
That's another story.
Yeah.
But I'd just like to read something that you put on your Facebook page, which I was quite shocked at, really, because it shows me where your mentality is. You said, "You say I'm angry, you should know I'm absolutely seething. Only today I told you that your hero didn't deserve that I didn't deserve a formal response to my 22-page letter to the Commission. The same letter included testimony I collected from 15 fellow victims of abuse and treatment of the Watchtower. And it doesn't even merit a formal response in the view of Charity Commission." Now, okay, you're not the only one that has written to Jonathan, and that information you collected, it's with them now. Leave it with them. They don't need to respond to you and give you a formal response. He's being very honest. You are not the only person in communication with him. If he was to sit there and continue to respond to everyone, not just you, do you know how much time you're taking away from the actual investigation? Wake up. Let the man do his job. Sit back, give him the information, sit back and let it lie. Just keep giving him information. When he's ready to send information out with updates, he does it. And we just read an email from him.
It's called a formal response.
When time is due.
Yeah, and it goes generically to everybody, John Cedars.
I'll give you another example again when I was saying earlier about the criminal case in a court of law. For example, if you're called forward to give evidence, and you write a 22-page letter and give your evidence, and you sit there in that little box, and you go away and you hear nothing more for ages, do you keep hounding them? I want a response. What did my evidence do? How are you going to respond to me? You're a bloke. We're two people, the same as you, the same as everyone out there. Just because we speak out or put our faces to YouTube or do Facebook pages or write surveys or do whatever doesn't make us any different from everyone else. We are all in this together. We have one collective goal.
No one is elevated.
To expose Watchtower.
No one is elevated above anybody else.
No. And the moment you do,
are just one other bloke.
The fact that you're expecting,
you are not elevated above anybody else. You are the same as everybody else. And I know that's hard for you to accept, but this is a very important message to everybody. Stop listening to this guy and being influenced by him on something as important as this. It's very, very dangerous.
He's entitled to his opinion.
Yep.
Fine, we're not saying you're not. You're entitled to your opinion. But the moment you start making it out that it's a bigger thing in your head and trying to make people confused, because as you said, no one's privy to your private conversations. No, they're not. So we're not privy to exactly what Jonathan said to you, because I know you twist things. For example, when you say about what happened in an email, etc., there was a personal friend of mine. It had nothing to do with a personal friendship email. That was a private conversation in a boardroom. So we know you twist things to your advantage. Now, what you say is only what we can take as what was said, because we haven't got Jonathan. Do you know why? Because he's too much of a gentleman to actually come out and say, well, actually, this is what was said. Because he's professional. You're not being professional. If you want to be professional, let the man do his job and give a timely response when it's due. You haven't got the monopoly here of being the one that he goes to just because you had 15 victim stories. Those victims, I know a lot of those victims that came towards you, because they're now saying, I wished I'd gone straight to Jonathan. Yeah. And I said, you still can. Because how do you know that information's being passed on correctly?
Accurately.
You should never go through someone else. No. You need to go directly, because you can't guarantee that your story is being told directly the way that you told it the first time round. It's just simple.
So we're asking everybody, please just respect what's being done here. The state is investigating Watchtower. That's fantastic. What we get out of this in the long term, we'll wait and see. But you know what?
And we'll fight that battle when we get to it.
It's a step forward.
At the moment, don't destroy the battle while it's still going on.
No.
Help the battle. Yeah. Stop trying to destroy the battle.
Contribute, support, back it up, back each other up. get the information out there, and as much as possible.
It's not about any individuals,
No.
it's about a collective of people.
And do not listen to individuals that are cynically trying to blow it out the water as being a complete useless waste of time. Do not listen to them.
Yeah.
This is too important for us. We've got an absolute avenue in to the state investigating this cult. Let's use it.
He even said he's got more evidence than the RAC have. The Royal Commission, the Royal RAC.
How much of that he can use,
Royal
we
Australia.
don't know.
We
But
don't
let's
know.
just put it this way. He's gathering a great big mountain of
Bundle of
evidence.
evidence.
And so now when he's asking for stipulated statements, maybe when he announces that, we all need to be ready to say, right, okay, X, Y, and Z people over there, that you've got some fantastic experiences that could be shared as pure, unadulterated evidence. But don't give it to a third party, give it straight to him.
Can I just also point out on that bit that you talked about the fact that he hadn't given you a response? You put his quote to you as being, our inquiries are ongoing. What do you want the man to say to you? What do you want him to say other than our inquiries are going on? He's not going to give you anything because quite obviously you haven't got the ability to be able to keep it to yourself. You have to sit there and tell everyone because you want an exclusive. This isn't about you. This is about the bigger picture. You could be actually interfering with an investigation here. Take a step back, please, for everyone's sake. If you care about victims and survivors as much as you say you do, or profess to, prove it. Just take a step back, let the guy do his job.
It's that simple, really. Do you reckon you can do it? We'll see.
I don't think you will. And I'll probably expect a response to this video.
Obviously,
because you can't do
justifying
it,
yourself and going
we
down the
don't
victim
do this.
road.
You've got us to a point where
Yeah.
we're seeing enough people now saying the same thing, and it's got to the point where if we don't say it, we will kick ourselves later on.
We're not
down.
going to sit
Why
on our
couldn't we have
hands.
said something? Why didn't we say something to shut him up or stop him from criticising as much as you are with regards to what's going on? Just stop it, please. Just stop.
And no to everybody else that suddenly gets on the white horse bandwagon and says this is infighting. It's nothing to
It's
do
got
with infighting.
nothing to do with it. Trust
this
me.
is about putting the
You
record
have
straight.
no idea.
This is about putting the record straight.
Yeah.
That this information is too important. It needs to go to the right man. The right man is the one we've just been talking about, Jonathan Sanders.
Yeah, not Lloyd.
And make sure that it gets to him when he asks for it. And prepare yourselves for that. Get these statements ready. Give them everything they need to know. Because the more he gets, the greater the chance that something positive will come from this. And that is an optimistic message. It's not a negative one. It's a positive one. Back each other up. Be secure about it. And just be positive. Because the more positivity that's out there, the better the chance of a good result.
Yeah.
And that's got to be better than just throwing a wet blanket over everything saying it's all a waste of time.
They've not finished yet. Let the guy do his
Yeah.
job. Anyway.
Enough said?
Enough said.
Yeah.
Please, we'll put the links at the bottom. If you've got anything you need to say to them, go directly to them. Don't go through anybody. We've been there. We've done that. We don't need to on this matter.
No.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Speak to you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye.